Hey everyone. So in this next video, we're going to be walking through the bank transactions section. So this is where I'm going to be showing you how to connect your bank accounts into QuickBooks. Now, the benefit of this is if you connect your bank accounts and checking accounts directly into QuickBooks, then you get a real-time feed of your transactions. And then it's just an exercise of categorizing those transactions. The opposite would be if you were to manually upload your transactions separately, like with a CSV file, and you could totally do that. I'm going to be showing you how to do that as well in a separate video. But in this video, I'll be showing you how to connect your bank accounts directly so you get that real-time feed. So this is the method that I would recommend. Now, in terms of what we're going to be covering, we're going to be going through two examples. We'll connect a credit card, and then we'll also connect a bank account. And this process is going to vary depending on who you bank with in terms of just the authentication and login process. But once you do that, everything else is standard across the board. So once you connect whatever accounts you want to connect, I'll be walking you through the bank transaction section and giving you an overview of what's on the screen. And then in later videos, like in this section, I'll be walking you through things like how to categorize those transactions and such. But for this video, we just want to do the initial setup. All right, so in order to get started, just head over to QuickBooks, and then we are going to hover over accounting, and then we're going to go to bank transactions. And then let's just hide this menu icon. And now what we're going to do here is if you haven't connected any account before, which as you can see here, I have not connected any of my accounts, you're going to see this little green button in the bottom left-hand corner to connect account. If you have previously connected an account or played around with bank transactions, the account to link a new account will be somewhere here in the top right-hand corner. But in our case, we're going to click into Connect Account. And now this is where it's going to vary depending on who you bank with. So in the first example, I'm going to be connecting a credit card. And then in the second example, I'll connect a bank account. So again, depending on who you bank with, just go ahead and search for the bank that you bank with. So just for example, actually, because it's here right on the screen, I'll just click on Bank of America. If I was banking with the Bank of America, I would just click the Bank of America, sign into Bank of America, and then you'll see a pop-up come up to enter your user ID and password. Similarly, if I wanted to connect my Amex bank account, or I should say credit card, I would click Amex, sign into Amex, and then the pop-up window will look slightly different. And then obviously you would just follow the prompts to authenticate yourself. So I am going to pause the video here, find your bank. You can use the search bar here to connect your first account. I'm going to pause it here, enter your credentials, click next, and then I will see you on that next screen. Okay, so once you've authenticated and you've selected the account you want to bring over, because there is a middle step of selecting the account and then also selecting how far back you want to bring over your transactions. I just selected from the beginning of this year, but it's really up to you how far back you want to go in terms of your transactions. Once you've done that, you should see a screen like this, and then you can go ahead and click Done. And then the first time you do that, it's probably going to bring you here to this view. Welcome to Accounting with AI. And really what this is suggesting is let AI go through and help you classify these transactions. It kind of goes through what the accounting agent is for. We're going to be covering this when we get into the agent side of things, so don't worry about this too much right now. For this particular video, I just want to walk through really how to connect and set up your accounts. So what we actually want to do here is actually go back into bank transactions. So if we hover over accounting here and click into bank transactions, and actually, you should just see, I'll just bring you back here, but you should just see a green button that says go to your transactions. So what we want to do is just click into go to your transactions. Okay, so once you do that, you'll be brought to this view here. So what you should see is your credit card or your bank account, whichever one you selected, appear here in the top left-hand corner. QuickBooks gives it a default name out of the box. I'm going to show you momentarily how to modify that. But then down below, these are pretty much all of your transactions that you decided to bring over when you were selecting the date range. So, what we're going to do in subsequent videos is actually start to categorize these transactions. And that's where these transactions will get posted to your general ledger and then subsequently up to your financial reports. And you can see here, AI is already going to work. So you can see here some suggested categories for these transactions that QuickBooks has already suggested. We're going to cover that later, but yeah, this is the view that you should see. A couple of things to point out here. This is a relatively near time or real time feed. So as you transact in your let's say your credit card, you make a transaction, it should appear here relatively real time. In my experience, it can take like 15 minutes or so at times to update. And if you don't see any transactions coming through right away, you can always click this update or refresh button, and that'll update the feed or the integration. And you can also see here, this refresh shows the last time the integration was refreshed, so 0 minutes ago. Just a couple of aesthetic things here. If you click into settings, you can decide what columns you want to show here. I'm going to keep all of these as is. So, but yeah, you can pick and choose what you want to show. You can also filter for a specific date range if you wanted to. You could show only money in transactions, only money out transactions. Really depends on the task that you're performing. And then you can search for individual transactions as well. All of the transactions by default come across in this pending state, meaning, yes, they have been imported into QuickBooks, but they haven't been posted anywhere. They haven't hit your financial statements. We have to go through and categorize these transactions. Only then will they appear here in the posted tab. And then if there's any transactions that you exclude, that you don't want to be included in your financial statements at all, they'll be included here in the excluded tab. But we'll be covering that in a lot more detail in later videos. I guess the last thing here I'll just quickly show before we connect our checking account is if you click this little pencil icon or this edit icon and then click edit account details, this will basically allow you to change the name of this credit card. And if you remember, like, this view should look very familiar if you remember from our chart of accounts setup video. So this has now created an account for us in the liability section. So it's created a credit card account, and I'll show you that momentarily. But you can see here it's auto created a credit card and it's given it a name. So you can change the name here. So I'm going to actually change it to primary credit card just for my own reference. And yeah, this is the name I'm gonna stick with here. But yeah, if we go back to accounting and then chart of accounts, we should see that primary credit card. If we click into the drop down here under balance sheet accounts, we should see that credit card under the liability section. So there you go. There you see it, primary credit card. And you can see this bi-directional arrow, which indicates that it's connected to your credit card in real time. If you recall from the chart of accounts video, I was mentioning no need to set up any kind of bank accounts or credit cards that you connect, because it's going to do that automatically when we actually connect your account. So there it is. So let's head back into accounting and then bank transactions. And then let's just follow the same steps for your other accounts. So if you have, I don't know, 3-4 accounts, just follow the exact same steps. Just click here in the top right-hand corner, link account, find your account, and then go ahead and, so yeah, now we're just going to connect any other accounts. So I'm going to connect a checking account. You can go ahead, feel free to connect any of your other accounts just by clicking into link account, and then follow the same steps, search for your bank, put in your login credentials, and then I will see you back at this screen. Okay, so once you've connected your other account or other accounts, you should see something like this. So now I can toggle between my various accounts. So my credit card, my checking account. I'm going to rename this. So edit account details to my primary checking account. And I'll click save. And of course, this has created a primary checking account in my chart of accounts. So anytime something's posted, it's going to be posted to that asset account. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this particular video. I just wanted to go through the actual setup of these accounts and how to connect. And of course, as I mentioned, if you want to connect additional accounts, you just head over to link account and you can connect any additional ones. So I hope that was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.